Hello, everyone. This is Jeremy, and welcome back to RetroFat. Today, we are watching episode 5 of season 3 of the classic 80s sitcom Just the 10 of Us. Today's episode is called Simple Gifts. This is one of my absolute favorites. It was directed by Mike Sullivan, written by Nick LaRose, and it first aired October 20th, 1989, which was just about exactly 32 years ago. I've always been especially fond of this episode. For one thing, it's one that's a little more religion heavy. Elizabeth takes a big lead in this episode, and I always like it when that happens. Anytime Elizabeth takes a lead, that also means that Graham is going to be pretty heavily featured as well. This one also involves the Lubbock babes a bit, which is a lot of fun. So I just think there are a lot of really good things in this episode. But enough from me. Let's get to it.
You could have chosen a different path today. You could be home watching football. You could be at the park feeding ducks. Or you could be at the IHOP $3.95 all-you-can-eat breakfast with choice of bacon, ham, or English bangers. But no. No, you have chosen to share in this celebration of faith. And why? Is it because we don't know any better? No. No. Sirree Bob. Amen. Kevin?
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Excuse me. That reminds me of one more announcement. If anyone is interested in helping form a choir, please, for God's sake, raise your hand. Anyone? Anyone at all?
Father, I'd be proud to.
Elizabeth Lubbock, ladies and gentlemen, a woman who has reproduced beyond all means.
All right, so my first thought is that is a tiny chapel, and I know there are tiny chapels. There's a tiny chapel on the university campus where I work, but I would think a chapel attached to a private school would be a little bit bigger. Now, I think this is probably just one of those elements of like classrooms are small and they try to film it in a way to make it look bigger. But both the interior and the exterior there really showed me like this is a very small place. Also, one detail I really enjoyed, if you didn't catch it, you should rewind and see. Whenever Gavin starts to play and sing Kumbaya, Connie puts her head in her hands, which is a great touch. I also am a little, again, not Catholic, so there's a lot I don't know. I'm a little skeptical that JR would be the only altar boy, especially given that it's attached to a Catholic boarding school. Wouldn't there be more young men around his age fulfilling that role? But again, not Catholic. Maybe one of you who is Catholic can enlighten me as to how that works.
And I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can. Leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand. Nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places at the end of every one of my daisies. A house with all of the bases that keeps me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
I'm not gonna do it. I am just not going to sing in a choir.
Me either.
I'm with you.
They were so committed to singing the Lord's praises that the entire Vienna Boys Choir agreed to the operation.
Well, honey, I don't think our choir members would be willing to make that big a sacrifice. Oh, everybody, I just want you to know how happy I am that my whole family is going to be part of this choir.
Mom, choir music just isn't our kind of
thing.
Thing?
Oh, and I suppose your thing is singing down at the pizza parlor, prancing around the stage like a bunch of...
White trash.
Sherry!
Just a guess.
Well, does Wendy speak for the rest of you?
Well, certainly not. Wendy speaks for vermin.
Well, are you two going to try out for the choir?
I love to be in the choir.
JR?
Well, until Sherry takes a bath, I'm not.
All right, now hold it. Just wait a minute. Now, this choir means a hell of a lot to your mother. So when she holds auditions, I expect each and every one of you to be there. Do I make myself clear? Now get out of my face!
Oh, Mom, this is such a blessed day for our whole family. Can I say grace before lunch, huh? Can I?
Well, of course you can, honey.
Is she all right?
I really wish you'd stop asking me that. Honey, I'm just glad that you're happy about the choir like I am.
Oh, sure. Anything that cuts into Father Hargis' sermons.
Graham, and I don't want you to worry about failing the audition, because you got an in with the choir mess.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you...
I loved that the episode started with Marie making a castrati joke about how the entire choir was willing to go through with the operation, which, again, if you don't know what castrati is, Google it. You can probably figure it out from the name. I thought that was a great touch. And I also loved the bit with Marie, can I, about Grace. And as soon as she's out of the scene, Graham asks, is she okay? And that is a great touch. I loved it.
You two can be in the choir if you want to, but not me. I don't want to ruin my reputation.
What? What reputation?
I am adored and worshipped by men.
Oh.
Why? Because they think I'm loose. But if they see me in a choir, it is goodbye to any offers of jewelry, furs, or sports cars.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention the most important point of all.
What?
Choir robes make you look fat. Okay, I said it. Oh, pardon me. And here, I thought you two were shallow.
Oh, what? You have a better reason?
Yes, but it's deeply personal. Oh, you mean like you're too short? For your information, I think joining a choir is a public display of belief that I'm not ready to make. Yes, I'm unsure of the origins of the universe and my place in it. Yes, I have doubts about my faith.
So it's not the runt thing at all?
I am not short! What? I wasn't talking to you, Wendy.
Talking to my two lovely sisters who want to be in the choir.
Why don't you two tell her how you really feel?
Well, you want to be in the choir, don't you?
Of course we do!
Oh, great! Now, I think we should start rehearsing. I've already warmed up the organ.
Sounds great! Sounds great!
Shut up, Shorty. Stop picking on the idiot.
Hey, are you going to stand there and take that?
You guys think, what are we going to do? Hey, I've got it.
What?
We'll audition together and raise our voices only as the Lubbock babes can. Oh, I've been so wrong about this. I've been selfish and shallow, but now I see the light. I see the light.
Connie has some great ones in this. I think this is one of the only times I really joke about her being short. I'm guessing she's like 5'1", 5'2", just based on her height next to Brooke and Jamie here. But I honestly don't know. But there was a lot of fun banter with that. This scene is why I think, I'm geeking out here a little bit. Canonically, I think Wendy's a virgin. And here's why. She said she wants them to think she's loose. Like specifically, she said they think I'm loose. While there are some jokes in the Virgin Island episode that go against that, I think Wendy, we know Cindy is a virgin. We know Marie is. I don't think Connie's really said. But I think this confirms that Wendy is a wild child only at the very surface level, which, given that she is 16 at this point in the show, I think is a good choice. I also really like that Connie is struggling with her faith. It's something I wish they'd played with a little bit more in the series, because I think Connie would probably be the most likely one to struggle with her faith, but we actually get more with Marie later than we do Connie. But I still think it's a really good plot line here. And I think she has really good reasoning for not wanting to be in the choir. That it is a very public display of faith that she is not yet comfortable making. And that's deep for a sitcom. And I wish we'd gotten more of that.
Oh, Father, isn't this exciting? I mean, just look, all these people are here to sing for God.
Oh, them crazy Catholics.
All right, everybody, can I have your attention, please? Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. And did everybody get a copy of the song? Oh, and don't worry, we won't be singing show tunes this Sunday. I just wanted to pick a song, that everybody knew. So when I call your name, if you'll step forward and give the Lord all you got. Okay, we're starting with, J.R. Lubbock.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Why do I have to go first? I mean, I haven't even looked at this song.
JR, be a man.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. Pretty and
Hold on. You're not in the choir, JR.
What did I do?
You enjoyed singing that song too much. Now, go down to the basement and smoke a cigar.
Elizabeth, maybe we should just let people sing whatever they want.
Oh, okay. Oh, everybody, there's been a change of plans. You can now audition with any song you'd like.
2, 1. Trailers for rent for sale. Room about to let 50 cents. No phone, no poo, no pets. Ain't got no cigarette.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Pruitt. We won't need to hear any more.
Well, good. I don't know anymore. Don't gather around people wherever you roam.
All right for Hollywood. That pretty valley, hooey Hollywood. Where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic.
Show me that smile again. There's another minute on your crying. In the end, the best is ready to begin. We got each other. We got the world spinning right around. Baby, you and me.
All right, a few things. One, always loved Bill Irwin's Mr. Pruitt. I'm always happy to see him there. Heidi Ziegler is a decent little performer. And I have a hunch that if this show had made it to like season 7 or 8, that eventually she would have become a Lubbock babe. And obviously that was the Growing Pains theme song right then. It's funny enough, but watch the girls on the couch, especially. I really think we saw Joanne Willette's genuine laugh. I don't think that was Connie laughing. I think that was the actress laughing, because she and Heather Langenkamp were really cracking up. It was a fun little kind of meta touch there, with Growing Pains obviously being where the show spun off from.
That shark fights with those a jackknife as old Mac.
Yeah. There he was, just walking down the street, singing diddy-dum, diddy-do, snapping his fingers and shoveling his feet, singing diddy-dum, diddy-do. He looked good.
Look good.
He looked fine. He looked good. He looked fine, and I nearly lost my mind. Everybody.
That is Suzanne Goddard. We saw her last week. She was the one who first gave JR and Sherry $2 instead of $1 for the chocolate bar and risky business. And we will see her later in as Molly Peoples. And I really am just wondering, did they go back to her so often? One, I'm sure they had, a casting relationship with this actress, but she also has such a fun, distinctive voice. And I'm wondering if that is part of why she returned.
Oh, gosh! Was I gone that long?
Bram, it's your turn to sing.
Oh, Elizabeth, I think I'd really...
Bram, just sing.
Pardon me, boys. Is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Track 29. Oh, you can give me a shine.
Bram, you're in.
Oh, goody. I'm going back to the can.
Let's see who's up next. My daughters.
Mom, to return us to the spirit of why we're here, to express our love and our feelings of faith, we would like to sing a special song. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Take it, Marie! Stop it! Stop it! I feel so dirty!
Oh, relax, Marie. You could use a smudge or two. Just what do you girls think you were doing?
We were auditioning. How'd we do?
You were an embarrassment.
I wasn't! I was singing the Lord's praises! I was one with the Spirit!
Marie, shut up! You girls, go up to your room.
Oh, no, you mean we didn't make the choir?
Not so fast.
Well, surely you don't approve, Father.
No, they were disgusting. But they have a certain je ne sais quoi.
Well, but it's clear from their audition that they're not interested in honoring God.
But they can sing. And I'll take a heathen with a 2-octave range any day.
I actually really liked their song. I like contemporary music in church, even though I'm more of a traditionalist. But that was fun. It made me think of like Sister Act, where they were, taking these classic songs and putting a little bit of a spin to them. And I also have to say, I don't for half a second believe that Elizabeth would have believed Wendy's, oh, we didn't make the choir. There's no way. Elizabeth was too smart for that. I think she was just so mad she didn't want to deal with it right then.
Don't be afraid, we're never gonna burn out. Just hold me close, and I guarantee you're gonna love the way it's gonna turn out. I'll make you feel how hot love can be. Still got your fire, still got your need. Still feel your love
Hey, honey.
Me?
Yeah, you squat good.
You needed that song at the audition? There's no way we'd be in that stupid choir. That stupid choir? I didn't mean anything. I usually don't. I thought you two auditioned that way because you didn't know any better. But now, I smell Wendy. What? You tried to torpedo that audition from the very beginning. You didn't even mean it when you said that you'd finally seen the error of your sinful ways.
Oh, darn, you found me out.
Wendy, how can you say that when you know how important it is to Mom?
Mom.
What about me? What about my needs? Your needs. All you care about are hairy men who buy you things.
Is that so terrible? I don't think so.
And you two. You were in on it. Why? I look fat in a choir robe. Oh, and Connie, you.
Well, if you must know, I've been having some questions about the universe and my...
You have doubts about your holy faith?
No, I don't.
Well, if that's your attitude about singing in the choir, then I am not going to stay here and squat for a bunch of beer-guzzling pizza freaks!
I loved everything about that scene. The song was, of course, amazing. Oh, Jamie Luner's voice gives me chills. I loved everything about it. I also liked the dude on the side who told Marie she squats real good and her hissing at him. That was a good setup for the callback at the end where she said she's not going to squat in front of everybody if they're not willing to be in the choir. I think Marie's reaction to Connie is very character appropriate. I think Marie is the type who would see having doubts about your faith as almost an insult to herself. I say that because I recognize that from myself in the past. And that just... so much I could unpack here about that. I think faith is immensely important to Marie, even as we later learn that she'll have her own doubts. And I think seeing Connie have her doubts right now, which Connie's doubts are different than Marie's. Marie's were about joining the convent, whereas Connie's, as she says, about her place in the universe, which is pretty age appropriate. I think it's beautifully done. I loved it all. And just as a funny aside, I liked that Marie hit Wendy and she fell on the piano. That was funny as well.
Shall we gather up, everyone, please? Thank you. First off, I'd like to start with a prayer. Dear Father, we are gathered here to sing your praises. And if our quest for perfection should take long hours of rehearsal upon rehearsal, then we shall gladly do it with joy and gratitude. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, Mr. Pruitt?
I can't do this if we have to practice on Thursday nights. That's a wet T-shirt night at the Senior Citizen Center.
Well, Mr. Pruitt, is that really more important than singing the Lord's praises?
Absolutely.
Okay, why don't we start with a simple Alleluia?
Guys can do better than that. You can force us to be here, but you can't force us to sing well.
Force you?
Hey, check out those babes over there.
Those babes.
Yeah. Wouldn't mind them sitting on my lap singing Near My God to Thee.
That's it! Your history!
Elizabeth, you're breaking my wrist.
Well, you're fighting during choir rehearsal.
Okay, I have to interrupt. First of all, I love that Elizabeth was literally assaulting Graham as she was screaming about the Prince of Peace. The reason I want to stop now is because I'm gonna let the rest of this play without interrupting. But that man next to Graham, I think this is what I figured out from IMDb. If any of you involved with the show or more knowledge would like to correct me, please do so. But I think that is Noon Orsatti, who he did a little bit of acting in the 80s and 90s, but he is to like this day a stunt coordinator, works in stunts. There were a few entries as stunt rigger. Like he was even involved in some of the Marvel films. And I'm wondering, like when I look at his credits, all of his roles are things like Mugger or, things like that. Tough guy is what he's labeled as here. And I suspect because he's a stunt guy, he got a job like this because he was easily able to be put into a headlock and kind of thrown around by Graham. Just a hunch. I'd love it if somebody could officially verify that. But that is my suspicion. Okay, no more until the scene is over.
Well, these things happen.
All right, everybody, let's just clear the air here. Now, we are here to honor God, to honor his perfection, and to say thank you to him in some small way for his many gifts. And that is the only reason to be here. Now, if you want to fight, please leave now. And if you're only here because someone forced you to be here, there's the door.
Mom, I just think that...
Listen to your sister. And if you're only here because you want to socialize, then please go too. And if you're only here out of some sense of obligation, then you can also leave.
Don't worry, Mom. I brought my tap shoes.
Sure, you don't use tap shoes in the choir.
Oh.
Way to go, Mom. You blew out the entire choir.
Listen, if you don't like the way I'm handling things here, Missy, then you can go too.
Honey.
I know. You gotta go to the can. I know you don't want to be here, Graham. Nobody does.
Oh, Elizabeth. You're getting all crazy over this choir thing.
Crazy? What's crazy about loving God?
Well, nothing. But we're just people. We're not saints like you.
Oh, I never said I was a saint.
Oh, everybody knows you're perfect. They're probably working on the statue for you right now.
I am not perfect.
Name one flaw that you have. Just one.
Okay,
See, you can't even lie and make one up.
I have dirty thoughts.
You do?
In fact, I'm having one right now. And you're in it.
Well, I bet it's a perfect one.
And I also have a tendency to be self-righteous and judgmental.
Oh, that's nothing.
No, Graham, that's everything. Oh, what have I done? It's not important why these people were here. The important thing is they were.
All right. There's a lot there. I would have loved to have heard more of what Cindy was going to say, but what she says is pretty quickly drowned out by Elizabeth's phrase of listen to your sister. And I finally realized it was because Wendy said, just go, right, as Cindy was talking. And it kind of ran together. But I think Cindy's a good choice to be sympathetic. We know Cindy is a kind person. She has a good heart. And I think the thought of disappointing her mom really bothers her. But anyway, that's what happened there. I loved every bit of that. I love seeing Deb Harmon kind of have a scene like that because it was really good. She and Bill Kirchenbauer played off each other really well. They were a great couple, and he played a good straight man to her right there while still being a little bit funny. And that may not be the right phrasing I'm using there, but the scene was clearly Elizabeth's. and he was still giving her a lot to work with while being a little humorous. Like the bit about the statue, that was pretty funny. And then saying like, you can't even lie and come up with something. So that's why this is one of my favorite episodes. The name of the episode is Simple Gifts, and in this scene here, if you don't already know why, you'll see why it is called that.
Ah, Elizabeth, my favorite mother of 8. So, where's the rest of the old choir?
I'm afraid I'm it.
Good one. That'd almost be funny if Monsignor O'Toole wasn't dropping by today.
Oh, Father, it's true. And I'd be happy to explain to him why we don't have a choir.
No, I'd prefer to do it.
Oh, but it's all my fault.
That's what I'm going to tell him.
Would it make you feel any better at all if I told you that I learned a very valuable lesson in the process?
Yeah, I'd be inspired. Maybe he won't show up. Maybe it's one of those Irish holidays where they march in parades and get crocked on stout.
Father August.
Thanks. Another prayer answered. Monsignor O'Toole, so glad you could make it.
So, where is this choir you've been bragging about?
There she goes.
Friends, the other night I lost sight of what was truly important. I was so busy trying to create a perfect choir that I prevented a group of people from offering God their simple song. And I'm sorry. 'Tis a gift to be simple. 'Tis a gift to be free. 'Tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, it will be in the valley of love and delight.
When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, and by turning we come round right.
'Tis a gift to be simple,
'Tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we will be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, and by turning we come round right.
All right, there. Oh, I loved it. It choked me up. I love that ending. And first of all, can you imagine any other sitcom of this era, or today, or ever past the 60s, ending an episode with a fairly traditional hymn? Well, a traditional hymn it was phenomenal. What I think makes this especially clever is that the lyrics to Simple Gifts fit Elizabeth's journey in this episode. So the lyrics were, "'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, which will be in the valley of love and delight. And that was about Elizabeth realizing that she had to let go of her self-righteousness about people need to be in the choir for the exact right reasons and just acknowledge, hey, these people are here to sing for the Lord. And then when true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight. Till by turning, we come round right. And that happened as the family joined her. Cindy was the first to join, not Marie. I think that's a very powerful statement. And then at the end, as I sang it again, as the Monsignor is heading to the front, everybody who was in the choir, including Doosler, joined the family singing. And just, it got me. I love this episode. I love that part of this episode. This is one of my favorites. One of my favorite episodes of any show ever. I adore this. So that's me. I'd love to know what you all think. Leave a comment. Let's talk. Even if I don't reply, I promise I read them. Personally, my life has a lot going on right now. Midst of the semester, my wife just had knee surgery. Terribly torn meniscus, had a bucket handle tear, worst tear you can have, which meant they could repair, which is good for later, but also means like she can't walk for a while. So there's a lot going on in my personal life. So point being, everything's fine. I mean, nothing is wrong other than that. I don't always reply to comments, but I promise I always read them. Thank you so much. Thank you to those of you who made this show for making it. I love this episode. I love this show, but I especially love this episode. And thank you for watching. And I will see you next week.